Hi everyone, welcome to this episode where I was guided to share a bit more in depth about the dark feminine agenda. Last night I posted on the community tab that I will be doing a reading for the Divine Masculine Collective, which I know a lot of you are. A lot of you are attracted to my content because it's one of the intentions that I said. Part of my purpose is to help assist the Divine Masculine Collective on this path to ascension, the new earth leaders. And the minute that I set this intention that I will be doing a reading, the moment I opened my channel, just a bunch of spirit guides, they all wanted to talk to me because I feel like I'm almost like feeling the requests from the masculine collective, searching for answers, just looking for answers, basically. And there's just a lot of information that I will be delivering over the next days and also throughout the month of January, because just a lot will be exposed. As I was sharing in my previous episode, we are really dealing with the top of the pyramid, the top of really the heavy stuff. And one of the biggest agendas that have been prevailing on Earth and that have created separation within us and outside as well, which is, we know that is only a reflection of our internal state of being, is the dark feminine's agenda. And in this episode, I will explain how it operates. And I really want to emphasize that this is absolutely not a judgment talk. There is no shame in this conversation whatsoever, because I understand how these energies operate, and this is not a call to point fingers at the masculine collective. All the contrary, this is my intention with this talk, is to shine a light on a very difficult subject that has been around for centuries, for thousands of years, actually, during the whole Piscean age, 13,000 years. And it's time to be revealed, it's time to be addressed, and it's time to open the eyes wider to the reality of it. The only reason why, as a divine feminine, I'm here to deliver this is because I had my challenges, obviously, as part of my spiritual journeys, but the main target has been the masculine collective. The dark feminine has persecuted the divine feminine, meaning just, very, very challenging experiences in terms of being ridiculed, being persecuted, being just put down. Okay. But the masculines have been manipulated and lured into the dark agenda. And the main way that this has played out, it was through the Sacral Chakra, meaning the sexual life force energy, as well as the emotional body, the emotional energy. And your invitation, masculines, in this journey is to take back control over your life force energy. Your life force energy is your creative power. In the new earth, we are all creators. We are creating from source. We are literally birthing a new world into existence. And we cannot do that if our creative force and if our energy is stuck or is leaking into all the wrong directions. The way the dark feminine operates is through using your creative life force energy into the dark agenda, meaning by attracting your attention, by also hearing sexual addiction. All of the divine masculines have a lot of creative energy. The creative energy, again, is your sacral chakra, which is also your sexual life force energy. And if that is being used by a particular feminine in your life, which is just, a matrix agent, let's call it, we need to stop objectifying people and really see through the faces, through the through the personas, and into the energies that are playing out. This is a spiritual battle. And in the new earth, we are all going to be shamans. What do I mean by that? Shamanism is learning and knowing how to manipulate energy, knowing how to work with energy, and looking and seeing through the subtle layers of the reality and the deeper dimensions. Obviously, you can know how to use energy and use it for the wrong, for the dark forces, which is black magic. And those who do, they do not understand karma very well, because dark spells and dark magic has a very heavy, very, very heavy karma on lifetimes of paying that. It is very effective. Obviously, dark energy is very effective, as well as pure light healing energy. They're both very effective. Now, the karma is very different because it's when you do spell work, it will all come back to you and multiplied. And this is not, some sort of just witchy talk. It's how energy operates and the laws of karma and the spiritual laws that in the 3D world, they were not, they were overlooked because we did not have the soul dimension, the spiritual dimension, the energetic dimension that now in the new earth is how we're going to operate out into the world through our frequency and seeing the energies that people embody, and no longer seeing, 3D avatars and 3D humans, but looking through and seeing the truth behind the dynamics in our life. So the way the dark feminine operates, and again, this is an energy that particular people embody. It is usually through false illusions, false innocence, false. It is usually through impersonating the qualities of the divine feminine, but they are not dialed into source. They are not connected to source. They are basically roles and plays. And it's what manipulation is all about, is acting a certain way to get something, which is your life force energy. And this way you're lured into this matrix of illusions where you keep giving your life force energy away to particular people or systems. And that is with an agenda, because you are meant to use your life force energy for the greater good. As a divine masculine, your role is much, much wider. Your role is to serve the collective, not the selfish desires of a particular person who is working for the dark forces. And all your life force energy, all your creative power, all your life force, all your abundance even will go into certain places if you don't master your life force energy. As a divine masculine, one of your biggest challenges is to know how to master your sacral life force energy through sexual mastery, through understanding your emotional body, your emotional world, knowing how to regulate your emotions, understand your emotions, and not be manipulated. And also, this is one last thing that I want to add is the masculine needs to feel needed. The masculine is a very reliable, action-oriented force in the world. Okay, and I'm talking about energies, not a particular just masculine, like a male, but our masculine energy within us all is a highly productive, goal-oriented energy, and the dark feminine knows that. Now, what the dark feminine does is that they play on the God complex, the savior complex, and they will use that against you, meaning they will come up with situations in which they will need to be rescued, in which you will be the savior, in which you will save the day. But that will draw all your attention in the wrong places. That will draw all your attention into fixing someone else's issues or perceived issues. And it will draw all the attention away from your purpose, which is why you came here, and into the dark energies. Please understand that anything that keeps you away from your purpose is working for the dark forces. And I know it's hard to look through the layers and to see how these mechanisms operate. But this is the only way that you can actually draw all your energy away from these external forces and put all that energy into your purpose. Because this is the only way that we can truly help the planet, is you working for the light, divine masculines, and removing all the devil energies from your life that use your emotional body, that use your addictions, and that use your lack of focused attention, and which should go into your purpose. Anyone who is not supporting your soul path and the reason why you came here, and is steering you away for whatever justified reason that may be, is a devil's agent. I know this is a big talk, but it's God told me it's time to be revealed, because the spell work can only work in the shadows. But once the spell work is revealed, it will no longer work on us, because we understand the dynamics and we understand how energy works. So the mastery, the level of mastery that you need to have to withdraw yourself from these influences is exactly the force and the bravery and the courage that will turn you into the new earth leader that you're meant to be. So these were all challenges and these were all lessons. This was your training ground. This was one of the biggest devils that most masculines had to deal with, the dark feminine, the Jezebel. And it is one of the biggest ones. That, you know, the Matrix was one of the biggest agents of the Matrix. Why do you think prostitution works so well on the planet, right? Because it is such a... The systems have created so much shame around sexuality in general, and then they provide this dark place for masculines where they can actually you know, feel free to voice out, or to, you know, be able to get out of this rigidness and out of this judgmental projections on, you know, how a man should be, who a man should be, right? And this is, you know, all these systems are taking away not just the money, because, you know, in the end that's not even the biggest part of it, but they draw your life force energy. Porn. This is the biggest, darkest industry that is so destructive, because it takes the sacredness out of what sexuality is, and it turns it into this dark hole, into dark space where and I'm saying masculines, I know that there are so many females that also participate and engage into porn, but it is using your life force energy, and this is your most precious asset, your most precious valuable thing, your life force energy, your creative, sacred, sexual energy, your sacral chakra. So we are ultimately talking about systems and energies, and that's how we need to start looking at reality, through systems, agendas, energies, spiritual battle, light and darkness, and start choosing the light, choosing the light, choosing the light. Remove ourselves from these energy sucking holes and becoming our most sovereign selves, and rewiring sacredness and the divine templates, and become the embodiment of the divine. To walk the sacred path, we need to become impeccable in our approach. And the way we do that is through healing our internal system and everything that makes us still paying attention to all these, to the devil's agenda. That's just what it is. We gotta start looking at who works behind these systems, period, and who is the agent of one and who is the agent of the other. Again, this is not a topic, this is not a shaming conversation. It's all the contrary. It is just how much reverence we need to have on our sacredness, and to realize that we have just been led astray all along because of the big influence that the devil had on the hijacked matrix, the 3D agenda, the 3D world. But now we were, it was part of our purpose to play inside of those systems, understand how they work, have them go through our body, have them go through our system, realizing that we were almost like sacred agents, the New Earth visionaries. We were sacred agents that, we were put inside of certain industries or all certain family dynamics, etc., so that we learn spiritual lessons, so that we fight the devil, so that we get our freedom back from these systems and expose the darkness. This is your mission as a light worker. And so the feminists, we had to struggle a lot with the matrix itself, with all the, the patriarchy, but we had other demons to expose. But the masculines, most of the masculines have had to deal with the dark feminine agenda, with the Jezebel spirit, the false innocent feminines, and all these energies that were playing around their emotions and addictions. Alcohol is where I'm hearing as well. This is a big one, because they all play on the masculine's lack of emotional mastery. And this is programming from a very, 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 not just young age, but from so much while ago. The masculines have been programmed to be emotionless, to be very rational, and it is ultimately all for an agenda, is to use your lack of mastery over your sacral emotional chakra, so that these systems are fed. Okay? These systems are feeding off the programming that humanity has been lured into. Fashion industry. Now we're talking about the divine feminine and the beauty, the beauty bullshit nonsense. This is, programming around, women should just, be a certain way, and this is how the trends are, and that's what beauty represents. So in order to do this, you got to invest into, the weight loss industry, the nonsense, plastic surgery, the nonsense, fashion bullshit, whatever. And this is how the feminists have lost their natural radiance, their sacredness, and have lost their sacred connection to source and their natural radiance, which is what a feminine is, and have fed these systems to gain something back that can only be gained from source. The same with the sacral energy. Masculines can only gain the sacredness that they perceive they get from maybe sexual interactions, from anything that replaces their connection to source. They need to draw all that back into their connection to source. This was a heavy topic, and I will keep exploring on this, but I was guided to share it, and I hope it reached whoever this needed to Whoever needed to hear this message today, this is a very, very positive topic, because if we are able to have these conversations, it means that more and more will be able to have these conversations. And the more we expose the darkness, the more the light can, the more the light wins. And we have already won, because it's, all the darkness is just out there. We can see it. It's, the Mother Gaia has raised the vibration enough for us to be able to even see through these systems and to gain our power back. These are slavery systems, both for the masculine and for the feminine. If you're not in your most sovereign energy, then there's something that is influencing and using your life force energy for the wrong purposes. So remember, masculines, your life force energy needs to go into your purpose, because that's how you are actually fulfilled. When you give and give and give and give and give to these systems, you're drained because you don't get anything back, and that's how the devil works. But when you give to your purpose, it always comes back, because when you give to source, it always comes back. It always comes back. When you are used, because that's how slavery works, when you are used by these systems, you don't get anything back. In fact, you're just drained at the end of it. You're just drained. Okay. So same with feminines, right? Just how many women are out there just, changing their appearance, changing who they are, changing just so that they can feel beautiful. And in the end, they never feel this way, because you cannot. It is just a losing game. It's all a losing game. It is only through our connection to source and remembering who we really are in the eyes of the divine that we can really shine our beauty and our light and our radiance. So my invitation for you today is to start seeing these systems and how they operate. These are systems that want to keep humanity in slavery. And our job as light workers is to remove ourselves from these energies. And in the new earth, we are going to create systems that actually work for humanity and not against. And part of our mission as light workers was to immerse ourselves into these systems so that we understand how they operate, and in contrast, to offer and to work on something new that is aligned with source and our sacredness and with the light eventually, right? This is our job as New Earth visionaries,